And we're back playing Yugioh Ultimate Master 2006. Doing some pack openings. Various kinds. We'll just grab a bunch of the sets we don't have very many of. Seems legitimate. We have plenty of DP to pay for them. Not really particularly looking for any specific things. Just in general, just getting cards for collecting purposes. I want to grab a few of the older sets because would be nice to have a dark hole if we could grab one. We might not get one though, so this seems like a good amount of cards to pull. We'll do a little deck editing, and I may have enough time to do one or two duels at the end. So we pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Pretty cool. Got the cover card. And a whole bunch of cards I'm probably not going to use. We have a Hane, super special, ultra rare, I guess. I don't know, I think that just indicates regular rarity though. Nothing big. Nothing like really fancy like this is. It's like shiny, but then it has like this glimmer on the front. Whereas these are just like little diamonds, so yeah. We got a Curse of Dragon, which is the highest attack, one tribute of the set. I guess that's good. Well, we got a Left Arm of the Forbidden One. So we got a couple cool cards from it. Can't complain about that. We pull a Reflect Bounder as their super secret special duper hooper ultimate rare. And not a whole lot else. We have Shooting Starbow Seal. A Despair from the Dark. Don't really need another one of those. Nothing else too memorable. We got Battle Scourge and Chin Dog. It's pretty cool, I guess. Another Sucruiser Armor. It's not too terrible. I may run two. It's a nice card. Ooh, very good. We got a Skill Drain. I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. We have Gaga Gigo. Or Gaga Gigo. Next pack. We pull an Interdimensional Matter Transporter. Battle Footballer. Football Machine. Really? That's interesting. Altar for Tribute. Pandemonium. For that Archfiend deck. Contract with the Dark Master. That's for Zork. Yep. And a Great Maju Garzette, which is actually a pretty nice monster overall. Not terrible. Ooh, I'm liking that. Berserk Gorilla is very nice. Back when 2000 tag was pretty legitimate. Still not completely terrible. It's just kind of outclassed because, you know, Cyber Dragons and stuff. Chaos End. A Blazing Enpachi. We get Fiend and Mirror. Witch Doctor of Chaos. Monster from your opponent's graveyard, remove it from play. Neo Bug. Soul Tiger. Robin Zombie. That kind of goes with the hand control of the deck. I always like this card. Nice stall card. It's kind of hard to maintain though, unless you have Macrocosmos on the field. Seeing how easy it is to get a spell in the grave. Another card that's kind of neat. A deck built around it. Chaos Necromancer. Trap Jammer is kind of a neat tech option. We have a Dark Magician of Chaos, which is awesome. Not sure if it's banned, but if it isn't, could be a good card to run. It's 2 tribute, but It's better than that other 2 tribute, really. Even though the other one does have synergy with that 1 card. I mean, this is just, I mean, it automatically gets you a card advantage. I mean, what can I say about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, at the very least, even if you tribute summon for it, you get something, you know, as opposed to just a 2800 beat stick, you get a spell. And considering how many crazy spells in this game, it's something. Avatar of the Pot, which is is actually able to be played with marginal effectiveness compared to nowadays when it's pretty much useless. The End of Anubis. It is a fiend. While this card is face up on the field, all effective spell trap monsters that target cards in the graveyard or activated in the graveyard are negated. Pretty straightforward. Not a completely terrible 1 tribute. Can shut down some strategies, I guess it was a side deck card. May need to analyze this. It might be decent nowadays against some matchups. Not liking the defense though, it's too low. We have Order Charge, Moki Moki. No one knows what he's thinking, not even people who can read his mind. Sometimes he gets mad, and that is dreadful. It is. It's almost creepy in a way. An agent card, Ghost Hunter Jackal. Guess it's not completely terrible. Mazera Deville. Beckoning Light, which becomes a significantly better card in the future. Solar Flare Dragon for that burn deck. Not bad. Level limit area B. It's a pretty annoying card. It's a bin nightmare. It's another 2000 type monster. Another regenerating moment. There's Nishiko, Disc Fighter, Ninjutsu Art of Transformation, and nothing much else. So yeah, well, I'm happy about this, assuming it's legal. I'm pretty sure it still is. And Berserk Grill is kind of nice. Magic Rosette's kind of nice. Creature Armor is always nice to see. And of course the 2 vanillas we received that we liked. I like the skill drain as well. Yeah. I honestly don't know what packs to pull. I did not really do so well with this pack. Did pretty good with Dark Crisis though, with that skill drain and that extra Sakutu armor. But I don't know. I did about as good here. Overall, not totally terrible. I think I have a few minor adjustments I can make to my deck, depending. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and do some deck editing. Probably go ahead and take out that thing. I'm honestly considering taking out this, just because although it is a zombie, it really doesn't work with any other zombie stuff, because zombies focus mostly on special summoning, right? Like you got this thing, you got Pyramid Turtle and Book of Life, so lots of ways to special summon stuff, and doesn't work with this, so it being a zombie is almost completely irrelevant in this deck. And for 1 tribute, it's nice. You can nuke the field, but it goes back to your hand, which leaves you kind of open if you don't have any traps. And I mean, late game, it can be hit or miss depending on the life points. And early, it just doesn't probably do enough. And it's just a 1 tribute that goes back to the hand. Like, I don't really like that. So probably gonna take it out because I'm gonna have to tribute it. That's the only reason. Like Koki is okay. If I happen to have somebody to take my opponent's monster, it's a tribute. It's an easy way to get rid of it. Their opponent's monster, or if I have to tribute my own monsters, that's just how it goes. But there's several ways of special summoning this thing in this deck between Book of Life, called Mummy, Pyramid Turtle, that makes it justifiable, but while having a semi-decent effect and a pretty decent attack for 1 tribute. So, I mean, that's the basic borderline attack. It's for 1 tributes for the most part, because that's what monarchs are. So, in that regard, I think, yeah, that's the right move. And instead of Reckless, it can be useful sometimes, but I'm going to try Magic Cylinder instead to see how much more value. Or maybe Secrets of Armor. I really liked the Armor, just because being able to clear my opponent's field somewhat, being able to get rid of an opponent's monster, having that somewhat protection is very helpful when dealing with, or when I have stuff like Donzalug and hand control things like Spirit Reaper can be advantageous to clear my opponent's monsters, and I can get some pluses in. So D-Mock is at 1. And I really like its banishing effect too. A lot of people, I mean, I found that really relevant. Fortunately, it banishes itself, but I don't know. I could see me playing this possibly. It's an easy thing to get back with Monster Reborn, get back Monster Reborn. I don't know if I have Monster Reborn. Premature Burial, but I don't have Monster Reborn. A Monster Reborn would be really nice if I can get me one. Can't get it really back with Book of Life or nothing, so it doesn't really work with anything else. It'll pretty much be exclusively a 1 tribute monster. Getting it into the graveyard will be the big thing. I don't even have, man, I'm missing a lot of key cards here. I need to get my hands on. I have 2 ways of getting it up in the grave. If it dies. Or if it's, I'm not sure if my deck could really support it. Because you need to get a way to get it in the graveyard. Works well with stuff like Reasoning, and you can get it back then, but or if you had Graceful Charity, that's one way of doing it. But just as a 1-drop, it could be pretty decent. And it's an easy discard. I just don't have a lot of discarding cards. I don't really have any cards that just say you have to discard to use them. It's a good tribute, though. You can take their monster, because you can get back the card you used to take their monster. We'll see. We'll give it some time. I'll see if I can support that. Because of this, because the way it looks now, I'm exclusively going to have to rely on it being a tribute monster. I'm not sure if I can support that just yet. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of Replay Pounder. Just because it can die by just small stuff. Sure, they still take the damage, but it'll still kill my card. In this regard, it's like a monster form of Magic Cylinder, but I was almost contemplating not running Magic Cylinder, so see why that's the way it is. No, I have another one of these. Maybe 1-drop swing. 13. If I had more like floaters, like good one would be Sinister Serpent or Tribute Fodder, but Not one of those either. I'm looking for zombie. Generating money. Grab one of those. I want to grab another one of those. Yeah. Spare from the Dark has the benefit of being able to get back with Book of Life. And has nice defense. And I can summon it with Call the Money. Try a DMOC and see, but honestly, I'm going to wait till I get more brain control. Then I feel like I can more support DMOC. Because I just don't, I mean, honestly, I just don't have enough spells to really justify using a teacher to get back spells. I just don't have enough good spells. I have Pot of Greed, Premature, Snatch Steal, and the rest are kind of meh. You know, get back. Brain control is a relevant one, but that's about it. So I just don't really see it having enough justification to use it. It's a really good card, but I'm just not really seeing it right now as the way my deck is currently. We'll throw in one of these, see how it rolls. Okay, we'll try this for now. I believe that means we're going second. We open up with a Torrential, which is a nice thing to open up with. Pot of Greed, which is a really good draw here. I will be playing that. Spirit Reaper, Despair, Regenerative Might, and Red Coffee. Trying to just analyze and think, okay, if I had DMOC right now, it would be pretty nice. So I get back this as opposed to just having this thing. But I do have double Book of Life, so if they manage to kill this, it's going to keep coming back quite easily. I don't like opening with these too many tributes, but it just means now there's only the chance of drawing into one tribute here. So I'm just going to set Torrential past turn. See what happens. I am going to Torrential. Okay. Fissure. I'm going to drop Spirit Reaper and see what happens. I have Regenerating Mummy as an easy drop, and I can always get back to Spirit Reaper if it dies. That's what I love about the Book of Life. At the same time, to be able to banish more cards. I got a significant amount of life points, so I can take quite a bit of damage. I got Fissure, so when they do summon, like they just did, and they go in for some damage, I can Fissure and then poke them again. And we'll see how it goes from here. Enemy Turtle is always a nice thing. It's a good backup plan for things go wrong. We will summon Lejeune. I do believe it is legitimate to tribute here, because I can just so easily get this thing back with Book of Life. And this will put a large body on board. I don't like leaving this in that position as it currently stands, because I want to be taking a lot more damage. And if they do have something like Bottomless, well, at least it's not there anymore. Okay. I'm not sure if Karibo runs Bottomless Trapple, but I do believe it is in the game. Brain control is always a nice thing. Yeah, if I had D-Mark right now, it would be pretty good. I'm almost considering taking out Call and Despair because they're kind of inconsistent because I just don't run enough of them. And I have plenty of targets. I mean, between Pyramid Turtle, Spirit Reaper, and Raikage and Generate Money, I got plenty of targets for Book of Life. I just don't want to run 2/2 drops unless I have more ways of taking my opponent's monster because it just worked out really nice here, but it's not always going to be that way. Get rid of that. I'll just drop that and attack. And if something happens, I got another Book of Life. Okay. It's nowhere near as bad as something like, say, Magic Cylinder, which would be pretty bad right now, but wouldn't have caused me the game, so I felt safe doing it. For the most part. I mean, this thing's a nice boss monster. He's got good stats and everything, but D-Mark has just as much attack, so now I draw the double cost. I could run this and have D-Mark, and that would be good tribute fodder. This can get back with Book of Life. So yeah, looking at it that way, D-Mark would be nice addition. Having seen it now. There's the Magic Cylinder. That's what I figured. It's 2,000 defense monster. I'm running fairly low, but not too worried. I'm definitely not going to summon a Spirit Reaper into attack position. That would not be very advantageous. That is 28, which will leave him with... If I summon, I could go for game right now. Book of Life can be a good backup. I believe that's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and then 8, 8, and 8. Yeah, that's enough right there. If this goes through, and if not, I can Book of Life and get this back in defense mode. And it's going to be even harder to get through, but I got pretty low, but it's okay because I had control of the board at that point. Once I did the brain control, that's where it kind of really changed over. Okay, we're going to go make that minor change. Believe I'm going to try without the Despair from the Dark. I could still run Call of the Mummy as an easy drop for Raikage, but honestly, I don't really see the need to run Call of the Mummy. Other than maybe you could special summon double cost gun and then tribute it for D-Mark. It just seems kind of a waste of space when I could just simply pass turn and play a little slowly and more than likely survive. I could run that second Circle Boots or Armor if I wanted more protection. But I don't like running too many traps. 7's kind of already at the limit for me right now. It's a nice card, but it's fine at 1. It's just not that good of a standalone card unless I'm running something really significant to bring it out. And I don't like running the 2 tribute monster unless I'm really doing something with it other than just beating my opponent down. So I'm going to take out the Call of the Hunt and see, or Call of the Mummy and see how it runs. This is slowly, as I can see, transforming into more of a cookie cutter kind of deck as opposed to just zombies. But that's just what happens when you start putting cards that are more consistent, a little bit better than this, a little bit better than that. But the core of the deck is still going to be zombies. The core of the deck is still going to be like Spirit Reaper with Pyramid Turtle and This, I think, is still an interesting tech for DMOC, and I will keep it. And the Ryakakis, which is just an easy to summon boss monster. I would actually like to get a third one of this, almost. But along with that, my Book of Life with the card of Safe Return. Eventually going to get a Monster Reborn. It's just going to be a lot of like reborning from the grave. I may even go as far as they maybe put in some Foolish Burial or two, which could be really nice with DMOC. And just card of Safe Return, and just all kinds of craziness with spell cards. Like a return zombie kind of thing. You know, like, not return zombie, or just like graveyard zombie centric thing. There's enough ways to get it from the grave, and looking at it now, there is enough ways to tribute for it. And I do run enough spells, really, to get card advantage back. As time goes on, it'll become more apparent what should be done. And what to run instead of the other spell card. Something. I mean, I could run one of each, but it's just, I don't like the chance of drawing into 2/2 tributes, you know? It's not something advantageous to me. I'd like to run another spell if I can, but I'm not sure what to run, really. It's everything's about covered that I really need. Honestly, don't really see much I want to run. I mean, I guess it could be a good backup. If you attack, you use up your normal summon, especially on Pyramid Turn defense position. But I'm running now 9 zombies. That's enough targets. And it can swarm the field for tributing. But think of how much that's eating into your hand. You're activating this continuous spell card, especially some of the monster. And let's say you already had another monster on the field, and then you use it to tribute for DMOC. And then, like, that's really only worth it if you happen to have a spell in the grave already. So I don't think that would be as advantageous. So I'm gonna bite the bullet and run a little bit more traps, because looking at all the cards right now, Sigrid's armor is looking pretty good compared to the rest. I could run a trap dust shoot, try it out, but that's a decent card. But for now, I think I'll roll with this. I'll cut the video here, and next video we will try out the new changes. Until then, we will continue